Whoa! Wagwan, mi familia, what's going on? Did I just drop from the ceiling? Maybe I did. Welcome back, glad you made it. It's a social production. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me once again. What day is today? Wednesday, August the 6th, 2025. It's rocking and rolling, baby. Dun 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 dun. Queef, queef. Hope you're all doing well wherever you're tuning in from. Whether it's Canada, me familiar, Wagwan, down south in the United States of the Americas, over there, further down south, Mexico, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Australia, of course, Nigeria, Norway, Nicaragua, Zimbabwe, over there in Senegal, over there in Singapore, the Chad, let's not forget Chad, Colombia, the Ghana, over there in southern Italy, that's right. Over there in Sardinia, over there in, you get the point, all around the world. Wherever you're tuning in from, thank you for joining me once again. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get a sip of this coffee right here. Thank you. It's good coffee. What you got to do is put the coffee in the mug. The coffee's got to go in the mug, and you got to sometimes make that coffee ultra black. Cause what I said to the coffee, you got to make it strong, and you got to make it all black. Is what I told the coffee. And then how you doing over there? It's neither here or there, ladies and gentlemen. But let us get started, shall we? You might have all heard this story. This one, I'm gonna again. It's a little bit. I don't want to take credit away from the people who are getting credit for it, but is there a little bit more to the story? Is there a little bit more behind the scenes? Perhaps there is. You might have all heard right now recently, great new development in terms of aviation, in terms of flight. Talking about wet drones, baby. Talking about that wet drone play. Because you like your drones dry, but you also like them wet. And it was a bit of a challenge, I suppose, up until now. Recently, you might have heard that Danish students have now invented a drone that can fly not just in the skies, but it can fly in the depths of the water, of the swimming pool for now. Maybe later we can, perhaps you're like, what if they can go ahead and fly in the air and fly underwater? Can they fly in the sea, in the ocean? Perhaps they can, but now we got the tech. Finally, we got the tech, because that's what we were looking for, baby. We like flight, but we also like to get wet, baby. You know what I'm talking about. That dripping, that dry flight is for yesteryear. Wet flight is for the future humans. That's us. And you're like, well, let's give it up for the Danes. Let's give it up for the Danish students. Congratulations, my Danes. You did it again. And perhaps they did. And that's perhaps as far as the story goes. You know, Danish students just looking at different propulsion systems, looking at different propellers. You know, sitting under trees waiting for apples to hit them in the head, looking at things take flight like birds and other things. Is that how they figured it out? Low key, I don't want to say this, but if I don't think anybody else will. To be honest with you, it's been several years. The story is, of course, you can search it for yourself. Some of it may be fictitious, some of it may be even more fictitious, but it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. The point is that, yeah, we could give the credit to the Danish students, or we could take a peek at what happened over the past several years. I'll just break it to you, I'll just give it to you as is. Yes, was I involved? Did we have potentially extraterrestrial life locked up in a basement somewhere? Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Neither confirmed nor denied at this point. Did we get a few droplets of, you know, a little bit? Oh, what is this piece of? Is this from an airplane on the ground? Is this a man-made device? Where did it come from? And then we've seen some of the videos, alleged videos. Who knows what they are, of crafts going in the air and then dipping into the water and disappearing, and then similar videos of Tic Tacs of weird flight, you know, stopping midair, going in 90-degree angles, zipping, lightning fast speeds. And we were wondering, how do we do this? And yeah, did I put my, at the end of the day, I'll just tell you it wasn't pretty. Yeah, did we have a little gray men creature in a basement somewhere underground? Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Did we need to get our hands on different propulsion mechanisms? Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. We definitely did. We definitely did. How did I extract, allegedly, the information from these gray entities? I'll tell you what, a lot of people are like, man, if we meet these aliens, we should we should be very thoughtful moving forward in terms of how we communicate with them. In terms, because you got it. It's impressions, first impressions. We don't want to come off as, wild apes or flinging feces and nukes and weapons at each other. No, sir. We got to show our best selves, put the best foot forward. But that's how you do it if you don't want to get anywhere. If you don't want to learn a new technique for propulsion, that's how you might get the answer. That's how you also might keep the answers concealed, because they're not going to talk. I'll tell you, you can bring them coffee all you want. You can bring them Diet Cokes. You can give them the fluorescent lighting that they need to live. There's sometimes those are good. Those are what you call good cop techniques. Are you comfortable? Can we get you anything? Is that cuff a little bit too tight? Can we loosen it up? Or you already loosened it up using just your mind, huh? The cuff is up my ass. You just used your mind and put the cuff up my ass. Thank you, alien. You could do that. You could play good cop. But sometimes you need to get in their face. And that's what I did. I said, enough is enough. It's been 7 years is what I said. I kicked the door open and I was looking through the see-through glass. I kicked the door open. I said, listen, I grabbed him by the collar, which he didn't have, but it was like loose skin. It was loose skin around his neck. And I grabbed it. I said, you're going to speak, little filthy, dirty creature. How do you guys get in and out of the water? And the captains were freaking out. They're like, let him go. Don't put your hands on him. I'm like, enough is enough. We got to get answers out of this mofo. I said, listen, you're here by yourself. Your crew's abandoned you. We got to get some answers. And I shook him. I turned him upside down, smashed his head against the table, drank his Coke in front of him, spit in his face, told him that we've got other mates in other units in other disclosed locations who are willing to spill the beans. I told him that. He read my mind there as well. He knew I was just bluffing. But nonetheless, did I continue to put my boot up his ass? Yes. Relentless, putting the boot up the ass. And finally, he spilled the beans. And hence, we now have propulsion that can go in the air and in the water. You're welcome. That fake story might be fake, or it might be the most true story ever. It doesn't matter. The point is that I'll do anything, need be, I'll do anything to get the answers we need. And now, we can give credit to the Danish students. I guess they did a lot of physics and maths and finally figured it out. Or low-key it was your boy. Just putting the pressure on. Oh, you want that pressure on that alien species? Oh, you're on our turf now, son. Oh, we're in our infancy stage right now. Yeah, you guys might be, enlightened and not resort to violence, but this little, we won't, but if need be, we will. We will put a tit in your mouth and force feed you. Did I waterboard him? A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Did I twist his non-visible tits? Maybe I did. Did I give him nurple purples? Of course I did. Did I leave him hanging? Yeah. You're like, was he wearing any clothes? No. Did I put underwear on him and then hang him from a hook? Yeah, maybe I did. Did I get a battery from a car and electrocute a little bit of his nuts, his non-existent nuts, which are inside his body? Oh, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Do we have to ask yourself this? Do we now have wet drones? Yes, we do. But don't worry about, I'm not going to go out and spread this. I'm not going to... It'll just stay between you and I. For now, we can give the Danes the credit they deserve, the Danish students. Yes, you're welcome out there. I'm not going to take any credit for this, but I'm like, that's the thing. They come in here and put the word out that they're doing anal probes on us. I said, well, two can play it this way. Multiple people and entities indeed could play this game. If we're talking fist to ass, you come to the right place, because this planet is straight up fist to ass. We will go knee deep up your rectum. You think you're the only ones who can do rectal examinations and distort memories and whatnot. We'll put a little dose of acid in your liquid hydration, fella, and you'll forget everything you ever remembered. And that's the way it goes. So now we have wet propulsion or wet drone systems. You're welcome. Of course, give it up for the Danes. That's how the story goes. You're welcome, Danes. No big deal. And yeah, man, I don't want to, from moving forward, I want this tech to be put on all the cars. And, I want the cars to fly, not just in air, but mid-air, under the water, anywhere really. I just want these cars to fly in any, and that's how we beat traffic. That's how we beat traffic. And I'm sick and tired of traffic. So that's how we deal with it. Again, low key, don't talk about it, but talk about it if you like. And that's, unofficial story of how it all went down. You're welcome out there. And that's the way it goes. This tippy poo, this little coffee over here. I'm gonna put my boot up your ass if you don't give me the answers, is what I said to the old alien over there, is what I did. What else is going on in and around the world? That's neither here or there. Kim Kardashian of the Kardashian clan, owner of multi-billion-dollar business. I don't even know, like not one specific businesses, plural, has now come up with, she's now dropped a new face shapewear. That's right. You can now get this shapewear. I saw it. It's like a G-string or like panties that you can put on your face and it's supposed to lift your face when you're sleeping. I don't know what to describe. Yeah, again, the closest thing I can describe it is like grabbing your girl's panties and wearing it at nighttime, which is not a bad deal, to be honest with you. Get more of that scent, get some of that muff scent in the nostrils. That's sweet sleep in there for you. So yeah, you can buy these face shapewears and you can start looking like Kim Kardashian, which I now, again, as you age, as every day you grow things, you appreciate people, you learn more about people, and yeah, it's nice. I'm for it. I'm 100% for it. Younger self may have had some judgments, but slightly more mature, just slightly, just a wee bit more mature version of myself sees a woman, a family, a clan who's made billions of dollars doing not particularly sure exactly what, but something with juicy fat asses, and I don't know the rest of it, to be honest, in detail. Like I know as much as you know. I don't know exactly what they do, but they're good. Whatever it is that they do, they're good at it. So and it's worth billions. So that's actually inspirational. Again, younger self. Again, things fucking unravel with maturity, as they say. A little bit of maturity is just goes a long way. So I appreciate it now. I read this, I'm like, hell's yeah, dude. Add to the collection of the items that you sell. It's under the Skims line. You can look like Kim out there by wearing this G-string on your face. And it's gonna contort your face to be tighter. Your jaw's gonna get more, you're gonna get angles. You want angles, you're gonna get this thing. I'm not sure if it's gonna work 100% on your face, because I don't know your face. But if you wanna look like Kim K and the clan, these face shapewears by Skims is probably gonna help you out. And if that doesn't help you out, you're like, what if she does other stuff? And I'm sure she does. These, as anybody, if you get access to, privileges and status and a lot of dough, everybody starts, injecting something and pulling something and pushing something. Everybody wants to live longer, live healthy. These are great aspirational things. Fantastic. These are fantastic. And you're like, what if I don't know exactly what she's done? Just find out briefly, like just surface level, find out what she did. If she got a little bit of like nip and tuck there, then you go get a little bit of nip and tuck there. If she did a little bit of lifting, then you do a little bit of lifting. If she did a little bit of pushing down of something, then you start pushing something down too. I'm not gonna say you're gonna look exactly like Kim K and the clan, but nonetheless, you can look closer to that. And you're like, I don't have that kind of budget. You say that. You say she's probably gotten the best doctors, the best procedures. She probably has a whole crew of people, and that's not going to stop you from looking your best self, is it? This is what I want you to do. Just because you don't have the budget doesn't mean that you can't get procedures done. All right, I want you to save up a little bit of money. I want you to take a trip somewhere out of North America. I'm talking South America. I'm talking Middle East, Europe, Eastern Europe, Middle East, Turkey perhaps, who knows? Just anywhere that's not North America or like, you know, mainland Europe. I'm not talking about like Western Europe, I'm talking about East. You can get procedures for cheap in other places. That's the thing. That's the thing. A lot of times you can get procedures for a lot cheaper. Get a facelift. I'm telling you right now, save up a little bit of money. Now that way you get to travel, lift your face if need be, lift it up, lift it all the way up. And a lot of people are like, should I do a little bit just so I can like low-key do it like, you know, just minimal so people don't know? No. Because you don't have that kind of money to keep going back for tiny little procedures. When you go under the knife, I want you to go full, like just pull it all the way back. Because these like rich, affluent people have the time, money, resources to go back every 6 months or a year, maybe just pull a little bit back. Maybe push a little bit forward. Just a little, whatever it needs, just a little bit. But you don't have that kind. So when you go get your money's worth, is what I'm telling you. Just pull it all back. Just pull your face entirely behind your, just pull it to the side. Like your eyes should be to the side, like pull your eyes to the side of your neck. Okay? And it's actually really good stats, to be honest with you. Speaking of Turkey, I did recently hear there was a beautiful man, 38-year-old UK man who just went to Turkey, tried to get a hair transplant. He died on the table or in the facility. I don't know the exact details, but it turns out it's thousands of people doing this and only one person has died. And it was like, it wasn't even during the procedure. It was like they were getting him prepped. I don't know the full details, but I was reading into it. Apparently thousands of people are traveling to Turkey to get these hair transplants, and one of them died. Only one person died. So these are really good stats. And again, if you have the money, stay in North America or, you know, go to somewhere like, I'm not saying like them places don't do it well or right, but I'm just talking about, you know, dollar exchange rate, just power of money and all that jazz. And you get more for your buck elsewhere sometimes. And yeah, so push it all the way back, pull it all the way down. Remove, what I would recommend if you really want to like have your skin intact and not, you know, do a full body off, similar to face off, but a full body off, and just walk around with your meat and bones hanging out. And whenever, like if it's a special occasion, put on your skin suit then. Because why take your skin suit out in the sun, get your dermis exposed to the sun, the UV rays, the rain, the slush, all that jazz? No bueno. Rip your entire body off your skeleton essentially and just hang it in the closet for a little while. But you know, go to Brazil, get those beautiful Brazilian butt lifts, get a huge one, get a huge ass. And that way you can look closer to Kim K. And again, because these G-string for the face, I'm not quite sure how extensive they're gonna, but they will work. And there's a whole lot of other things that you need to do as well. Laser yourself. Heard of lasering yourself? Laser it. Bleach it, tan it, laser it, pull it, push it, reverse it. Let it rest. Rinse, repeat, keep going, spend more. And yeah, start your own business while you're at it too. Get inspired, okay? I myself, I've gotten inspired to do something very similar. It's in the works. It is. We are trying to, a lot of men have ball sacks that hang lower and lower as they age. And I said, I want to have youthful nuts for the rest of that's why it is in the pipeline. I've got a lot of shit that I'm working on, okay? This new technology will lift up the male's nuts. So to give it that, you know, extra youthful nuts. So you could be like walking 95 and all you need to do is just a simple piece of technology. What we do is when you go to sleep, we get these hooks, right? We hang you from your nuts. And you're like, how does that work? Isn't that going to just make it stretch? No. Statistics and research shows that if you hang from your nuts when you're sleeping for about 8 hours, that you're going to tear your nutsack, but that will actually enhance the elasticity. Now, have some people torn off their nutsacks entirely? Yes, they have. Were they poor sleepers? Yes, horrible, tossing and turning. We told them to keep still. And there they go, tossing and turning. So yeah, did somebody's bodily fluids get all over the lab? Did we have to shut it down and relocate in the middle of the night? Yes, we did. But again, we really did tell them to not make any jerky movements. There was a little bit of a language barrier given the circumstances and the places that we were in, but yeah, nonetheless, we're working on it. So I'm trying to get that tight nutsack inspired by Skims, and I mean that's for the males, and you don't even want to know what I'm working on for the females, dude. You don't even want to know. talking about full lifting of the tits. Put it on your shoulders. Those are firm tits. Moving it all the way up, all the way up. You know what I'm talking about? Because if it's on the shoulders, you got your shoulders supporting your tits, no longer fighting gravity by themselves. Poor little titties. But again, that's neither here or there, and that's where we feel most comfortable in this little podcast, in this little syndicate that is. Thank you once again for joining me today. George King is a beautiful gentleman that I got acquainted with by reading an article. He's a free climber, free spirit, free climbing, and he recently free climbed the Denmark Hotel, which I don't recall knowing where the Denmark Hotel is. I would have assumed it's in Denmark because it's called the Denmark Hotel, but I actually believe it might be in New York. I forget, to be honest with you, but it's called the Denmark Hotel. Nonetheless, this beautiful gentleman, George King, he free climbs the buildings. That's what he does. He's a free climber, a free spirit, a free climber, and a free thinker, and a free queefer too. That's right. He does all. He climbs the buildings, and he waits at the top for a second. He parachutes all the way down. Parachutes all the way down. He lands, which is pretty cool. Now, if you want to see a video and kind of just like shit yourself, I'm telling you right now, if you have constipation, watch this man free climb a building. I mean, I already had shat the other day, but I saw the video, instantly wanted to shit again. And again, if you're like, how do I get rid of food in my belly to make room for more or lose a couple extra pounds? Watch this man climb a building. It will just rinse right through your system. It's a cleanse. It is beautiful. I saw this, I got inspired. Not gonna do it myself, obviously, but if I had that ability, I would not be taking any elevators. I would not be going inside any buildings. I'll tell you that. If I was a free spirit climber, I would just get this. I would set up meetings with friends, family members, acquaintances, random strangers, and say, let's meet at this building and go inside. And when we get outside, I'll be like, I'll meet you inside. And they'll be like, why don't we all go in together? Why don't we? And I'll say, no, you go ahead. You guys go ahead. What floor are we on? The 33rd floor of this building? I'll see you upstairs, and I mean, just give me 15 minutes, and I'll be up on that building, just fucking climbing, dude, just fucking climbing. And these guys might get there a little bit quicker, sure, a little bit faster, of course, a little bit safer, yes. But I'm telling you right now, an hour and 45 minutes later, I would be cracking that opening a window. And some of these, buildings are not, they're office buildings, they're not residential buildings, so the windows don't even open. I get my little diamond glass cutter, and I use my suction cup stand, which I've not used for the climbing, but I used my diamond cutter to cut the glass window. I'd pop it with a little suction, right there, pop it out with my suction cup, just start climbing in. And to visually give you a nice visual, to paint a picture, it would look, if you were now inside the building, it would look as if the building might be giving birth to a human, and that would be me. But I can't do this, so I would hope that next time, George King, you could do this. Go inside a building through a window that you've cut out using your diamond glass cutter and make it appear as though the building was giving birth to a human being. And just maybe put some placenta in your pockets and rub it on yourself as you're doing it. It's beautiful. I would never get inside a building in any other way. Why would you? I would just climb everything. I would climb trees. I would climb mountains. I'd climb a mountain. I'd probably low-key just kick a mountain goat or something, or just kind of gawk at him or her. I'd kind of be like, oh, look at this. You like 90-degree angles. You like walking up a little tight corners, and just a little bit, you just need a couple of inches to get up on top of the hill, do you? Well, it's the same for this guy. It just makes my heart glow. It's nice. I did get a little bit, he got a ticket, apparently you're not supposed to do that. I don't know the deets about it, but people don't appreciate a man who can free climb. Apparently people don't like it when you climb shit. But he's climbed other buildings as well. And I believe there are others as well. This was just one person that I came across. I'm sure there are other ones out there, and is it risky? Absolutely. Am I gonna do it? Probably not. Do I wish I had the ability to do it? low-key maybe. Oh, I want to just, make like a koala or like a sloth ever so slowly. Just even a large human being. If I saw a large human being, if I saw, somebody like 7 feet tall, if I had that ability, I'd just start off their calves and go up on their ass and just kind of like, mount myself on top of their shoulders and sit on their head. That's what I would do if I had that ability. I don't have time right now. Again, with my many businesses going on. Again, we are working on that shape wear for the nutsack, and it takes a lot of time. So working on it, but that's a little bit of, inspirational news for you out there. If you're like, could I do something incredibly wild and exciting? You can, and take note from George King out there. Don't die though. Do not die out there, okay? Because it reminds me of the other fella who went up to the edge of space and free dove from space. Survived that one, but he had a skydiving accident and he died during that. So be careful out there. But nonetheless, thank you for all the thrill seekers who inspire us to climb, crawl, jump, kind of like squat. I like the squatting people. You know what I'm talking about? I see a nice Southeast Asian man just squatting on a little just in a back alley beside some garbage cans, just chain smoking. Whatever, same, right? Same. I get inspired all day, every day. So thank you for putting out that cool video and giving me diarrhea. And if you look like you might be in need of diarrhea, then there's a video you can check out right there. God, ladies and gentlemen. What else is going on? I did just read this, and I may have read it before, but it's worth mentioning another time just because it's really cool. I thought about this and it's really interesting. Animals. Love animals. You love them too. Most likely you do. If you don't, you're sick. Get help. Get help. Yes, you. Who doesn't like animals? Somebody call ICE. The point is that peacocks apparently have lasers in their tails. That's really cool that I found out. Incredible. Nature is incredible. Peacocks have lasers in their, not like cray lasers, not the types that we've got, not the types that the British Navy makes, or not the types that like the US Army makes, or not the type that the Israeli Army makes, not those cool lasers, but like nonetheless, lasers reflecting light and getting light from a source of light, most likely the sun, amplifying it and just hitting you right there. And it's really interesting because I thought about it. I'm like, peacocks are fairly, they're beautiful animals, but and they're flaunting it out there. They're flaunting it out, and they don't have that much, as far as I'm concerned, they don't have like weapons or anything. But I believe they might be like low-key, because we don't understand, and that's another thing, we don't understand we're just scratching the surface. They're just talking about, oh, maybe we'll have a technology that'll tell us what your dog is thinking, or how your cat is feeling, and we can only guess and assume. But we know they've got some sort of communication. Definitely, they've got something going on. And I'm just thinking, the peacock must be just walking out there, just putting probably red dots that we might not even be able to see on other animals, and just freaking them the fuck out. Just this little bird with no flight, but just beaming red dots on other animals and talking that shit, which is something I appreciate, something that I love and adore. Again, no weapons, but nonetheless, walking up to other birds or other animals, just, putting that wing up and be like, oh, you gotta look at these fucking lasers. And you and I are just like, man, look at these beautiful animals. Meanwhile, this peacock is putting laser beams on other animals without actually having any bullets, which is, you gotta give it up. You gotta give it up. No weaponry, only laser beams. Talking that shit without any jujitsu, talking that shit without any, and he's getting away with it for the most part, which is really cool. Wonder what the other, he's like, because he's got a lot of them. All those little eyeballs on the wings, on the feathers, laser beams. He's just walking up to a bear and just like, hands up, bear. And he flaunts his little wings. And the bear might be like, oh, fuck, the fucking peacock is back at it again. All right, the salmon is yours. Peacock doesn't even eat salmon, but nonetheless, pretty cool to see that happen in nature. And it's just inspiring. So, lessons learned. Fucking lasers in nature. That's how do we get that? I want lasers on my skin, reflecting on other beings or creature, or just lasers. I love. Maybe I should wear a peacock on my head, and that's how I get lasers. Makes me hard thinking about it. That's neither here or there, but I just wanted to let you know in case you didn't know. You're like, are there any animals that have lasers? Peacocks. Fucking laser feathers. God, they're cool. Going up to other, going up to a wolf and just fucking talking that shit. Back up, motherfucker. I got lasers on your ass. Back up. What else is going on? Germany's oldest gay club is closing down. And I know what you're thinking. And you're like, how could the German's oldest gay club or the gayest old club closed down, and what does this even mean? Why are we even talking about this? Well, it's more than just the gayest, oldest German club closing down. It's got ramifications which you should probably take a second to ponder upon. It's not just why did they close down? Apparently it's due to the cost of things. It's gone up, making the club scene a little bit more expensive to maintain. And it's not just this gay club that closed down, as many clubs. Apparently the club scene in Germany, which was a thing not too long ago, and it's not just in Germany either. This is a little bit of a microcosm into what could be at work on a grander scheme. And I don't know what we gotta do, but my mission is to help somehow keep this club. And is it already closed or is it closing? I'm not quite sure. It's teetering on the edge, I'll tell you that. And other clubs too, it's too much. Apparently the costs are too much. That's what we said. That's what we're relying on. That's what we're moving forward with. And I'll say this, it's simple. It's simple. The costs are up, clubs are going down. Gotta balance this shit up, bring the costs down, raise the club up. Because that's the thing, man. Back in the day, I wasn't even a big clubber. Have I gone to a few clubs in my lifetime? Yes, but wasn't a big clubber. Not a fan of the host, but I do like that people like it. I do love that. I do love it. I like music, love music in fact. And yeah, great venues, fantastic. Go have fun. But you gotta bring the costs down. Because that's the thing. When the gays can't afford to go to when the gays can't be clubbing, what does that say about because gays are fun. Gays were that's the whole brand is all about. Just reckless fun. That's how it all started. Who wants to have more fun? Regular people were just like, not to say that they're not regular, but you know what I mean. It was like regular fun, and there was like gay fun, recklessness. Anal without any condoms. AIDS. These people fucked with AIDS walking around, man, in the 80s. And that's what it was all about, more or less. Probably, a lot more or less, but you get the picture. And now, because of expenses and costs, these clubs have to shut it down. And again, I'm not just worried about I'm not worried about the gay club or the gayest club. I'm talking about all the clubs. All the clubs are being impacted, which is, I don't know what we got to do, but we got to somehow make it so that entertainment could cost less, so people could go out there and experience life, have adventures. What I recommend is I don't know how to bring down the cost, to be honest with you. That one's because everything is, we go along moving in life and everything keeps getting better with tech, but somehow everything keeps getting more expensive. I don't know how clubs, it's just a building, essentially. It's just a building. People are the same. Music is different, but music essentially is this. It's just noise. It's beautiful noise. And then you got lights and smoke. And this used to be cheaper back in the day, but now it's more expensive. So I don't know what happened to people, lights, smoke, and music, that it's become a thing that it can't be attained for the average person. So again, this isn't just about the gay club of Germany, or the gayest club of Germany. This club was gay. Sure, it was the gayest. Have I seen it? No. Have I heard of it? Very recently, yes. What does that entail? I'm talking about gay shit. Beautiful, I'm talking about dick to dick. I'm talking about vag to vag. And again, if this is a tiny little microcosm, because there's other clubs, there's heterosexual clubs. There's big old heterosexual clubs. I'm talking vag to peen and music, all sorts of music, EDM, vag to peen, rock music, vagina, penis. I'm talking about German rap. I'm talking about penis, cock, puss. I'm talking about, German folk music. I'm talking about penis, I'm talking about vag, I'm talking about cack. So you get it, heterosexual is one, then music and drinks. So somehow we gotta, and that's the thing, you get rid of the clubs, where the people is gonna go? Where the people, think about, this is about you and I, not particularly like me, because I don't, but nonetheless, gotta do something. So if you see a bunch of gays, whip out a boombox for old time's sake, give out some free drinks, or to make everybody low-key pitch in. All right, set up a venue that doesn't require much to maintain. It's mostly about the atmosphere and the people, really. It shouldn't be so much about the electrical costs or inflation or expenses. So just remember that, because if we shut these things down, these are the things that we got. If you shut these things down, this is not good. These are not good signs. If you shut down entertainment, or if you get rid of it because of cost, society's gonna start. Entertainment, a good time, is one of the main pillars of society, probably top 5 pillars of society, because life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. Sometimes you need a little bit of getaway. Even in the city, you need to get away for a sec. Hang out with friends, family members, randoms, hook up, link up, get in a relationship, break up, get in a new relationship, get somebody pregnant, skip town for a little while, walk back into town, see if the babies come around. Babies come around, you gotta skip town once again, who cares? You gotta make memories is what I'm trying to tell you. So this is not just about Germany's gayest old club or oldest gay club, all right? It's about clubs in general. So think about that for a second. What else is going on in and around the world? The WNBA dildo scandal, fiasco, event. Wasn't much, like, it's what happened. What happened? This is a great question. What happened? Who did it happen to? Why did it happen? Where did this event happen? When? Why? Apparently the WNBA was having a game, typical WNBA, Women's National Basketball Association game going on, and all of a sudden a fan tosses a dildo on the court, and full-blown stoppage to the game, full-blown stoppage, blow the whistle, squeeze a tit, take 5, timeout, skirt, all right? And there's a dildo on the court. Now, the way it's been handled, I'm just trying to look at the picture, observe it, be of assistance, be of service. What do we have? Exhibit A, WNBA. That's bitches playing ball, essentially, for us laymen's out there. So we all get on the same bitches and balls, essentially, on a court. Typical classic bitches, balls. You get the rest. Next thing you know, fans start showing up. Next thing you know, people are having a good time. Next thing you know, some people, specifically bitches, are asking for more pay. Next thing you know, expectations are not, it takes time. And all of a sudden, in the midst of all this, asking for more pay, not getting it, because for various reasons, but I'm here to help you get more. I'm here to help you, ladies. Bitches, if no one's thinking about you, the man right here is always thinking about you. I will get you more. Probably not what you want, but a little bit more. Different ways, we'll get it. You got a lot to work with here. There's a dildo on the court. This reminds me of a similar situation that had taken place several years ago when I used to follow soccer on the telly. I haven't in a long time, just don't have time anymore. Again, maturity and all that stuff, and focusing on your shit. So would I love to go sit down and watch a soccer game? Maybe at one point. Would I like to attend to a real soccer game in real time, in real life? Maybe one day, maybe we will together. But that's aside the point. The point is that a similar yet different event took place a few years back. I'm sure it still takes place every now and again. A fan threw a banana on the pitch. So it was supposed to be it was have racial connotations to it. Threw a banana on the pitch. All right, you're supposed to kind of like throw a player off his game. A player who may have had more, you know, melanin in their dermis. Let's just say that. And this became a thing. People used to do this. People still might do this. Right? We're talking about Europe. Talking about different times several years ago. Now, you could get mad at the tossed banana, and people sometimes did get mad, and it's, you know, you pick up the banana, toss it off the pitch, try to look for whoever threw it or whatnot. But one of the greatest reactions I saw one time, and I may not even recall this correctly, but let's just say I do. Let's just say this is the way it went down, because it's been a few years. Who can remember everything? All the way, you know, fucking perfect. Let's just say this is the way we remember it. Somebody threw a banana on the pitch. Player picks up the banana, peels it, takes a bite, takes a corner kick, they score a goal. And that is the best way to say, hey, negative criticism or like, you know, just what hate or whatevs. I see it, I'm gonna use it as fuel. Thanks for the calories here. You could always use a boost mid-game, a little bit of sucrose to help with the steps, why not? And then you're gonna score a goal. And then that's like, that's you say fuck you without actually having to say fuck you. That's the best way of saying that's winning without actually having to, well, no, that's winning with winning. That's, you know, forget, you know, where I was going with that, but nonetheless, winning with winning. And you can take this same concept. I know what you're dealing with. It's not a banana and it's not racial. It's about the sex gender thing. It's about the sex gender. Here's the thing. You want more money? Let's just, before we even get into what you could do with the dildo to get more money. All right, what are we even working with here? We're talking about bitches. We're talking about females. We're talking about titties. We're talking about ass. All right? Few suggestions for the WNBA. You might want to follow through. You might want to just be like, oh, this is crazy, dog. Men's want to see women's titties and asses. Now, I've looked at the WNBA outfits. They're covering too much. They are covering this as the brute, honest truth. This is what it is. Too much loose clothing. These shorts on these ladies should be way tighter. Up high, higher, much higher. Like, we're athletes. I get it. Same, diff. Same diff. All right. Tighter shorts. The jerseys. Could we reimagine them for the females? Could we go a little bit more cleavage, a little bit tighter, a little bit higher up, a little bit, you know what I'm talking about? Just use the beautiful gifts you've been given, either by God, whatever, or nature, whatever you believe, doesn't matter. You've been gifted with titties and asses, all right? So rethink the whole. I'm just letting you know right now. If the WNBA wore a little bit more of, you know, just sexier outfits, I'm telling you right now, more dudes would probably check it out, and probably more chicks too. So just, you know, lift up the. You don't need to go full, you know, baggy shorts and like, you know. And I get it. Most of you might even be lesbians. Which again, by the way, do it for yourself, if anything. You're like, we're full-blown lesbians on this WNBA team. Then fucking do it for yourself then. Do you want to see baggy clothing items on your beautiful bodies, or do you want to see more titties as you're playing with the balls on the court? So that's aside, that's not even about the dildo sitch. But now we get to the nitty-gritty dildos. Now you have a dildo on the court, right? Problem, solution. Typically, you could look at this dildo and be like, oh, the 2025, I can't believe we're here. Can't believe we're not past these things. I can't believe, what do we do with it? Let's just stop. This game's not going to continue if there's more dildos on the court. And guess what? You're probably going to get more dildos thrown on the court until you grab the dildo, ladies, and take control of it. Take it, reverse it, deep throat it. I'm talking right there, and continue playing. I'm telling you right now, you do one dunk. I've not watched a WNBA game. Could you gals dunk? Doesn't matter. The point is, you can shoot. Shoot right there. Score. What is that? That is winning with winning. All right? Take it a step further. If you could dunk. If one of you's like really good at dunking, low-key just for the hype of this is for the WNBA. Now, this isn't about like particular personal or team achievements. This is about let's lift the WNBA together. If one of you is really good at dunking, dildo gets tossed on the ground, grab said dildo, grab the ball, dribble, jump, turn, insert dildo up vag, right? One hand, dunk, vag, insert, get the ball in the hoop. Again, I want to paint a picture so that we can all picture this. Female, correct? All female. Dildo on the ground. Oh no. Grab dildo. Ball is in hand. Dribbling. Give it a couple of right there, right? Dribbling, jumping, dunking, insert, squirt, right there. Gotta do it quickly. I know it's a hard one, but that's why I said the other team's low-key. If she gets the ball and the dildo, lay off the defense for a couple of seconds. So we get that one, I'm telling you right now, you do one dunk, squirt, suck, insert, and that could actually be the, because that could be the logo for the WNBA instead of the female dribbling the ball. It could be like, make it your own is what I'm saying. I'm telling you right now. It would not hurt every once in a while to have a nip slip. It would not hurt, okay? It wouldn't hurt. One of my favorite reasons as a young man for watching wrestling was watching these beautiful women get in the wrestling ring, go at it, and as a boy, you're like, is it gonna be this week? Would we get a nip slip this week? As a young man, I remember early 2000s, superstars. I'm watching beautiful, just, am I gonna get a little, when they're pinning, would we see a little labia? And that's beautiful. So I'm just saying, WNBA, jumping in midair with a little bit of a attire that's supporting, but also maybe prone to every once in a while, oh no, these bras are so slippery, whatever, have it fall off. Dunk, take the shirt off once you dunk, one time. Viewership up, salaries up, all right? So don't be offended by the dildo on the court. Take power, control, insert, squirt, wipe court, dribble, continue the game, make bank. You're welcome helping the WNBA make more bank. It's not gonna come easy. It's not gonna come easy, ladies, all right? Very similar to this, there's no crying in, as the old saying goes, there's no crying in baseball. There's no shedding of bodily fluids in any sport, unless unless you're talking about sweating, which is completely reasonable. But other than that, or low-key, what some people might get poked in the eye, that happens as well. Then in those particular circumstances, if it's like a UFC fight and somebody does an eye poke, then it's completely normal to maybe shed a couple of tears. Outside of that, there's no crying in baseball or any other sport, or maybe you're playing halfway through the game, you hear some personal bad news. Your great-grandfather died while getting milked with your grandma. Your grandma was milking great-grandpa. He died. You hear it mid-game. Could they have waited to tell you the bad news after the game? Yeah, probably bad timing to tell you mid-game. But then it's okay for you to, shed maybe 2 tears. But then the game must go on. All right? But ultimately, there's no crying in baseball unless you're on the hockey, rink, and somebody, the puck gets whipped, somebody slaps the fucking stick and it pokes you right in the eye, and you tear your eye socket. Your nose is fucked up too. You're missing teeth. You might shed a couple of tears, and that's not because you're puss. It's just because so in those circumstances that we just laid out, maybe it's okay to shed a few tears. You could be low-key a Tai Chi mat. There's no crying in Tai Chi unless it's really windy outside. And we've seen when the days are normal, fine days, it's completely cool. But some days, dust particles, I'm telling you right now, just a little bit of that dust in your tear duct. And next thing you know, typically, there's no crying in Tai Chi, but in that occasion, if it's allergies, outside of allergies, there's no crying in sports. you fall, you break your hip, a freak accident, you get tackled, it's a freak accident. There's no crying in football, okay? All right, maybe somebody rammed their head with their helmet into your nuts right there, right? Hot 45, hot, right? Maybe someone rammed your nutsack and you're wearing a cup too, but nonetheless, it still hurts. Then you might shed a couple of wet teardrops, but outside of these, there's no crying in sports is what I'm like, you might have, you've been working really hard and you're like, we're going to win the championship, and you come really close and you get there and it's only second or third place. So there's no crying in sport unless it hits you emotionally because you've invested so much time. There's no crying, and there's a lot of crying. Time to think about it. There's a lot of crying in sports. Fair enough. Fine. Behind the scenes, maybe when the cameras are turned off, there's a lot of time where you sit down and say, pull that groin muscle. There's no crying in sports. You know what the idiom means. There's no crying in life. Unless you hear like really good news and it's emotional and it's like, man, this is beautiful. We just had a baby. And I didn't even know you were pregnant. I just thought you were getting fat. This is great news because I was low-key worried about you getting fat. I still love you and all, but now I'm crying because like a baby and it's probably going to cost more. So it's okay. There's no crying, and time to rethink some quotes. And like, let's just say that, shall we? All right? Maybe there's some crying. And it's okay. But tell you what, when life throws you dildos, use lube, or you could do dry insertion, but none of this, use it is what I'm telling you. There you go, ladies. You're welcome. When did rattlesnakes have that meeting? You know what I'm talking about? When did rattlesnakes get together? Because like rattlesnakes, they're beautiful creatures, but amongst the snakes, they're kind of the dumbest. They are dumb in a sense because they make noise. They let you know they're there. Other snakes, they'll just fucking in silence. They'll just slither on your ass and just bite you and leave. Rattlesnakes are that, they are that. I don't know what they are, but they'll let you know. They'll, warning shots or something. They're just right there. Might bite you, might not. Compared to other snakes, of course, they were silent. Got away with a lot more. When did they have that meeting, though? Because they have stopped. Apparently, that's what I've heard recently, numerous times. They have a meeting, all the rattlesnakes get together. Have a little chat with each other. We got to stop the rattling. Not many bites are coming in. We're not meeting the status. We're not meeting the stats. We're not meeting the quota. I love rattling, though, they'll say, some of them. Gentlemen, I tell you, we got to stop the rattling. We've got to stop. Got to stop the rattling. Other snakes are coming in. This is crazy talk. We've been rattling. We're the rattlesnakes. They're just, we're not getting as many results as we'd like. We'd like to just put it forward, move in silence. You'll get more results. We need more bites for the rattlesnake community. But it's us. Come on. Just rattling up there, and somebody's gonna come up and say, no, we got to just move in silence. You'll get more bites. You'll get more kills. We need to have more kills. Be silent. And there's like, there's opposition. Oh, you want us to stop being rattlesnake? Just people not having it, or snakes not having it. Finally, they have a resolution. They're like, get the kill, rattle after. How about that? And they're like, fine. Can we agree that you get the kill and then you rattle? All of a sudden, they agree and move forward. Because that's again communication amongst animals. Hence the peacock putting lasers up somebody's ass, or rattlesnakes communicating to let each other know that the rattling is not effective in terms of getting kills. Incredible. What have we been talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, let me get a sip of this bad boy right here. What do you want us to be, regular boas? You want us to just be like the freaking boas too? Look at it. Look at this rap. Others are saying, if you don't use it, you're gonna lose. Doesn't matter. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that in Denmark, in Denmark, ladies and gents, there's a mermaid statue in Denmark. Apparently, Denmark, beautiful Danish people, known for their Danish pastries, known for their Danish tits, known for their Vikings, right? As well, Denmark, Danish, they're part of the Scandinavians, I guess, right? You are, low-key, yeah, you are. You fucking 8 foot tall Viking son of a bitch, lady. Got myself thinking about Viking tits. Nonetheless, the point is that there's a mermaid statue in Denmark, and it's being taken away from the public because it's being replaced. I don't know by what, or it's being removed. I don't know why, but it's just a beautiful mermaid. And it's got tits, beautiful mermaid tits, and they're saying that some people are saying that this statue is too pornographic to be out there in the public. It's just I saw it. It's just a regular mermaid with regular tits. It's just regular tits, nothing extra. And it breaks my heart to see this shit. It breaks my heart because I'm like, the Danes, you get this shit. This is part of us. This is part of our heritage. More or less. It doesn't. But the point is that you can't leave the statue be. All right. Some people are criticizing it and saying women are gonna look at this and not feel good about themselves because they don't look like the statue. No one ever said, take a look at this statue and feel bad about yourself for not looking like it. It's just a hot mermaid with tits. One statue, or maybe there's maybe 2 of them. I don't know. There's maybe one with like smaller tits and then one with like bigger tits. I don't know. The one I saw, good tits, pointy tits, erect nips, pointy, just upright. I'm talking, And all of a sudden, some people got mad at this poor mermaid statue, and they're saying, "Oh, it's gonna make women feel bad about themselves because not everybody has perfect tits." No one said have tits like the statue. That's a mermaid statue. Don't just be comfortable with it, but enjoy the statue for what it is. Why do you gotta remove the titty statue of the mermaid, man? I mean, you get rid of it because it's nothing. It'll just remove it. I'm telling you right now, you remove the statue today, it's Boko Haram the next day. I know what you're thinking. You're like, no, I'm telling you right now, it's remove the titty mermaid today, say hello to jihad tomorrow. Just the messenger, just the little canary jerking off in a mining facility, just trying to get my kicks. And I'm telling you right now, do not fall prey to these, women celebrate your tits. It's a celebration of tits, okay? You should be topless. You should be walking around free topless with titties outside. Do not think that you should look like a statue, all right? Thousands of years ago, they had statues of men's and women's in the Greco-Roman times, and even maybe prior to that as well, and maybe after it too. Just random statues. No arms, but still well endowed, or actually less endowed. Nonetheless, just genitalia out. And what did people do? People who felt threatened by what is natural, by what God or nature intended for us to look at. All right, that was our beautiful bodies, all of us. And they said, no, some people, low key, the Boko Harams of those times, the people who felt threatened because of their own shortcomings. All right, they went and covered the peen. They covered the badge with leaves, and fucking no more badge and the cock. And it just breaks my heart because I see this again. Statue that it needs to be saved. Keep it in Denmark. In fact, I suggest you probably should make more statues with beautiful tits out there to be inspiring. Not to say that you should look exactly like this statue, but to say, hey, look at this forever perky tit, okay? Look at this forever perky tit. You're like, what about the men's? Men's too. If there's like a statue of a well-endowed man, you shouldn't walk around and be like, well, this doesn't make me feel good because I'm not as big or ripped as this guy. It should be inspiring, tells a story. It's like, let's gather beside this statue for a brief moment if we're visiting, take a couple of pictures and point at his cock or tits and have a good time. But I'm just enjoying genitalia for it being just genitalia. It's not even sexual. You make it sexual. That's your problem, man. It's your problem. And I'm just saying, save the mermaid tit. Or again, once again, you just get ready. Just get ready for full-blown headgear jihad shit. So that ending communism too. So get ready for jihad communism right there, dude. Get rid of this shit right now. And again, you wonder, and then you take away the clubs in Europe, and then you're like, little by little, how do we lose our set? That's how little by little people start not consuming alcohol as much, not going to clubs as much, covering up statues with tits. Gayest clubs are old gay clubs breaking down, folding on themselves. Other clubs, getting scared because like, who would have thought the gay clubs would stop partying? And little by little, you're like, how do we lose our culture? How do we lose our sense of identity? It's one tit at a time. It is one tit at a time. So be warned, all right? And proceed with caution. Just go ahead and join Al-Qaeda then already. Just do it then if you're so worried about the tits then. God. What are we even talking about? The point is that they found a 22-inch long rat in Yorkshire. That's in England. I believe it's in England. 22-inch rat. That's fucking, it's like 2 feet almost. It's really large. It's fucking gross. And apparently large cities around the world are having a rat problem. I read in the same article, large cities like New York, even Toronto is apparently, we're going to get some apparently. Or we already have some, I don't know. But anywhere that's large populations that are, the cities that are, beautiful and large and there's a lot of food and restaurants and back alley, you're going to get some rats. You're going to get some rats. But it is 22-inch one. What are they eating? God, that's the size of a cat. That is you might want to put a collar around that one and just put a leash and a collar around his neck and take it out for a walk, but also gross. I don't know what to do with them. It's, in cartoon depictions, rats are one of the cutest animals. Ratatouille, Tom and Jerry, it's fucking other mouse cartoons. Mickey Mouse shit. You know what? Just mouse, very cute as a cartoon depiction, beautiful. In real life, just the thought of them, because they're carrying diseases and shit. Diseases because I don't know what they do, but they are filled with diseases, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know what to do about them, but low key, we got to keep it clean. So maintain cleanliness. Also, if you can't, then bring them in. If we can't live without them, then we got to live with them. Then move them inside your house. Then because again, I see problem. Got to come up with solution. Adopt a rat. Adopt a giant rat. Low key, let's raise giant rats. Let's have rat fights. That's like Master Splinter shit right there. Teach them karate. Move them to Southeast Asia. Let them learn a little bit of Muay Thai. You know what I'm talking about. Give them a headband. I'm talking Japanese writing on set headband. I'm talking about cheese, but then fucking elbow, knee. You know what I'm talking about. Triangle shit. Circle, triangle, square, X, L1, L2. You know what the movements are. Put it to fucking use right there, dude. That's some rat shit right there. But it's 22 inches is quite gross. I'm sure they're gonna get even bigger. There are millions of them out there. It's if you can't have a city or a town without rats and you gotta live with them, some people can't have babies. Ever thought about getting a rat baby instead? Some people can have babies. The question is, do you want one or do you want a rat instead? Giant rat baby for life. They're gross, but it does remind me of the story of the Pied Piper, which I'm still a little bit confused about I'm still a little bit confused about this story. Because I'm like, low key, rat problem, fucking call the Pied Piper. Call this Piper who likes pie which I think is code for puss. The puss eating piper. Because that's what was pied. Pied piper, that's what it was called. A beautiful instrument. He used to play this flute or whatever. And he used to gather the rats of cities in Germany. Hamelin, Germany. I mean, that's the folklore goes. Hamelin had a rat problem, infestation. And the city folk were like, what do we do? But in German, which was sounding a little bit more low-key aggro compared to the English language, which is one of the best languages out there, to be honest with. Probably, it is. Who are we kidding? But low-key, they said it in German, and it was a little bit more like, are they fighting? But no, they're just talking. But that's German. But it was nice, and they had a meeting, and they're like, oh, what are we beautiful Germans gonna do about these rats? And then there came in this piper, this pussy-eating, loving piper, who used to pipe the pied piper. He used to pipe the puss. That's hence pied piper. Should have been piter or pied piper. He was pipe and puss. That's where the nickname comes from. Okay, pipe and puss. That's what it was named after. Pipe and puss, who plays the flute and gets puss. He came in. He's like, you got rat problems. I'll play the flute, steer away the rats, and you guys pay me a sum. Pay me a sum. I'll give you a rat problem. Rat problem? I'll handle it. Play it a little. Maybe it was jazz. Maybe it was like sax. Jazz shit. You know? He tried every instrument until he found the right one for his mouth and oral pleasure. And when he did, he steered away the rats. And he came and he asked for his money. And then people refused to pay him. It's a fucked up story. And then what he did was kind of low-key more fucked up. He didn't get paid, so he stole their kids playing music, I think. And that was a story that's weird, man, because I'm like, no one is in the right in this situation, but they just pinned it all on him. The Pied Piper got to, he's like, and that's the moral of that story. I don't even know what it was supposed to convey. It was be careful of false prophets and false promises and charismatic folk and shit. I'm like, you didn't pay the guy. Yeah, he stole your kids a little bit too far, maybe perhaps. But still, you had to pay them. If he took your rat problem, which is you're gonna die. Your kids are gonna die. Your entire family will die. He got rid of them. You don't pay the man. Now, did he go a little bit too far? Maybe he had to make a point. We've seen throughout history how sometimes actions have disproportionate reactions. Sometimes, you got to make a point. He went full IDF on the rats. Basically, he went full blown IDF. But and he gets blamed so I'm just a little bit confused about that sitch. They're like, oh, don't be careful of people who come and give you. He kept his promise. He got rid of rats. The people are the bad people in this story, which is the crazy gaslighting. Because if you think about it, this is like medieval Germany, but this is gaslighting medieval version. They're like, look at this bad man who stole away the kids. Yes, he stole the kids or did something with it, took away the kids, some of the kids. Some of them actually made it back. They pretended to be retarded and needed to get back. Yeah, I can't walk. I can't. And you walking too fast, man. This is fucking crazy. Little fucking, German kid who limped his way back to safety. Smart. Fucking smart. I can't keep up with any you guys are walking way too fast. But in German, which sounded way more aggro. But nonetheless, they're like, fine, fatty, stay back. The rest of you guys come with me. He stole all the kids. And he got blamed as the bad guy. I'm just like, I'm looking at nobody was good in this. Nobody was really good in this story, okay? That's just, kind of felt like I need to clear that up unless I'm getting the story all wrong, which could be not the first time. I'm telling you right now, that's neither here or there. The point is that I just want to kind of go ahead and clear this gentleman's name if we can for a second, because again, taking all the blame, pay the man, pay him, all right? You said get rid of rats, he got rid of them, pay the man. What are we even talking about, ladies and gents? It's easy to blame one person, that's what I'm trying to say. It's easy to blame one person and the rats. don't get high heels, ladies and gentlemen. I don't get high heels. I mean, I get high heels, not for myself, but I get it, but I don't at the same time. I see a beautiful woman outside wearing a skirt, wearing some sort of like jean skirt, and then she's wearing high heels. I can see her, she's looking beautiful, but I can see that she wobbled for a second. Just a little ankle was about to give for a second. I'm just like, oh God, careful out there. Sexy mama, careful out there, lady. Why do you wear the heels? That doesn't make sense. I don't get it. It's 2025. It made sense in like way back, but it doesn't. It's 2025 is what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't make sense. Who are you wearing? Like, cause I get it. You're wearing. It's uncomfortable. It's because like from a man's perspective, I can't ever like. I don't know. No. Here's the thing. No man looked at a woman and said, "God, that woman's sexy," but you know what it could use? You know, if the tits and the ass are really working, but this really just needs a couple of inches on the feet. That's what it really needs to do it for me. I mean, everything is great, but if it's missing the heels, I'm gonna pass this time. Come back when you're walking on your toes. That is, I want you to be comfortable. Because I'm just thinking I would never wear a heel. Unless it was like, you know, it's uncomfortable. It looks uncomfortable. Shoes, you gotta be comfortable. You gotta be wearing comfortable shoes. Because I see that and I'm like, man, it's really uncomfortable. And I'll read an article and it says like, ladies, forget about heels in the summer, try flats. Those are even worse. The only shoes people in general should be wearing are running shoes, sneakers, comfortable athletic shoes essentially, or like boots. Outside of that, like you're killing yourself. You're killing yourself, ladies, walking on these heels. For what? For what? If a man doesn't look at you or turns you down for not wearing heels, again, probably, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, there's no man going out there saying, you know what, these tits and ass, again, great package, but again, if it's missing heels, I'm gonna have to pass. Not ready. Come back when you got 2 inches on your toes, all right? Let me see that. Let me see that a little bit more. She almost broke her heel. She almost broke her legs. She almost fell. Of course, if she did, I could have like kind of like got in there, like swept her off her feet and be like, oh, let me just stuck on your toes for a second, call 911 or something, whatever. You know the proper procedures when somebody, specifically a sexy lady, trips and falls. You know what it is. Oh, maybe I would have made a dash for it and kind of like make her land muff first on my face, and to break her fall, I would have made so that her puss fell on my nostrils and mouth, tongue out, to catch her from a fall. What do you want me to do? Watch her break her ankle and make a fool out of herself with all the bystanders these days, the video recording, pointing and mocking and laughing and leaving reviews and shit? Not on my watch. Not on my watch. But I don't get heels. I just want to bring that up, ladies and gentlemen, and share with you. So ladies, fucking wear comfortable shoes or heel it up. Heel it up. I don't get it, but I'm here for it. If you like it, wear it. If you like it, wear it. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying I don't get it. It's uncomfortable stuff I don't get. Clothing-wise. If I can do it up there. It does look nice. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. I'm not saying it looks bad or anything. I'm just saying it should be comfortable. So you got a whorehouse on your hands, and I know this is tough times running a business, and you're like, man, there's a new whorehouse that's just opened up across the street or nearby, and it's potential whorehouse competition. I get that. And you're like, Rob, how do we deal with this shit? Thank you for putting this question, thought-provoking question forward. How do you deal with a potential whorehouse competition? Sitch that's unraveling before your eyes, and it's already been tough times. So again, with the cost of keeping clubs open, keeping your bitches, your whores in-house whilst they can all go online and post for themselves. First of all, remind them of the unity and importance of a team, okay? Remind them of why they're there in the first place. It's not because of the glorified life. It's not because of the, fast and loose lifestyle of hookering and prostitution or prostitutski out there. Those are all part of, yeah, sure, the glitz and the glamour and the, fast, loose, all of it, yes. The money, the working your own hours, all of it is beautiful, but it's about the camaraderie under this roof. It's about the camaraderie. Remind him of the teamwork, remind him of the sisterhood and the brotherhood that is with, not too many brothers, of course. It's mostly, you're the only brother in there. You're not actually related. This is, just, you're a pimp out there. You're a pimp, but male figure brother in that sense. So remind them that you're a family. And sure, they might have competition on that side of the street, but also remind them that a little bit of healthy competition never hurt anybody, all right? Find out what the market is demanding. If they are going for, if shaved puss is back in, then go the extra mile, shave it extra hard. You know what I'm talking about. Remove all the hair then, if that's what the market, because these bitches maybe got stubbles across the street. You want to be smooth, extra smooth, all right? If they have massage beds, maybe stick 2 massage beds side by side and get larger beds, so to make more comfort for not just the employees, but also the clients who visit. Pay a visit to the other whorehouse. Try to recruit members from that whorehouse to your whorehouse. I know it's difficult, but up the wages a little bit, just a little bit. Low-key, how much you making? You can make more at our joint. Tell them that. Steal them little by little. Call the police on the competition. Every once in a while, just from a landline somewhere not nearby. You know what I'm talking about? Have them shut down for a few weeks. Repeat. Let it cool down. Repeat again. How much could they take? You know what I'm talking about? Low-key, if you recruited a few members, if some are unwilling to come and join your whorehouse, try AIDS. Give them AIDS. Give a few of them AIDS. To be honest with you, if the reputation gets tarnished that these whores have AIDS, clients are not going to want to go to whorehouses with AIDS in it. So get that. AIDS is always a great way to keep your whorehouse healthy and thriving. Other things you could potentially do is you could, if again, this is your whorehouse, it'd be nice to get rid of competition and not saying get rid of the owner of the other whorehouse, but if you can, get rid of them. If you can, and if you can't, spread some sort of a rumor that it's becoming extremely profitable and really hip to be trans. Get him, the pimp from that whorehouse, to trans him out. Start spreading news around the neighborhood that trans is going to be the biggest thing in whorehouses. He hears the trans news. He gets trans surgery. He becomes female. Bring him in. Have him join your crew because he's now a female. He can't be a pimp. Can be, but not. You know what I'm talking about. So get him to go full trans. If that doesn't work, try AIDS on that fella as well. AIDS is always really, not gonna fail. If you go AIDS, you're ensuring yourself to just come up on top. But those are just a few ideas for the potential competition that your whorehouse might be facing. All right, you're welcome out there, of course. Many people love glory holes, but many people hate the fact that these glory holes are actually in parts of the city or town that cannot be accessible by all at any given time, which is why I'd like to introduce everybody to glory hole installation services. That's right. Ever thought of going to a glory hole and either using it for yourself by, licking some puss or cock, or offering yours to be licked or sucked? That's right. But you have to go to particular places. It's 2025 now. This is the future we're living in. Get glory holes installed in any place you like. We'll come and drill a hole in your residence, in your office, at your gym, at your local firehouse, at the doctor's office, in the elevator. Really, that's at the airport. inside the cockpit of the plane, anywhere that you happen to go and frequent, we will install these glory holes and you can just have people over, all right? What is it? It's Friday night. Why don't we just have everybody just come by at your pad Friday night to watch the game and suck the wings and slurp the booze and enjoy the game. And guess what? That living room wall, regular wall, it was. But if the gang wants to pay attention, they'll soon realize, if they pay attention, that there's a glory hole inside this beautiful wall now. And there you go. You and your friends can take turns putting puss or cock through it and have your way with it. At the doctor's office, oh, that's your regular MD, isn't it? Boring. Every time you visit, you gotta wait a few hours. How do you make time go by? Could you do anything to take your mind off this heinous act of visiting the doctor? Yes, now you can by having a glory hole installed in your favorite doctor's office right there. Fellas, ladies who happen to be working at the police station. Oh, with all this paperwork and criminals to be dealt with, I wish I could have something take my mind off work for a few seconds. Am I right, officers out there? Ladies, you can get a hole installed in the station right there, right there. Suck cock or stick your puss in the hole and have it fingered and or fucked through. It's great. So again, the problem was that these holes, hard to find, and you had to go to them. Well, we took what the holes have to offer, which is a lot of fun, and we bring it to you. Get the holes you want, anywhere you want, anytime you want. Glory holes. Glory hole installation services. Get it today. Or like tomorrow's just as good as, but like today's better. If you get it today, it's way better. Still as good tomorrow, but now it's the time to act. Jersey Shore. All right, this piece of news there was a boat accident that went down in Jersey Shore. I believe no one got hurt. This boat collides with a whale and it just rattles everybody. It gets everybody scared. And I just want to say that this isn't the first time that this sort of thing has happened. So to tackle this problem, to tackle this situation, we'll have to go head first and deal with it the way we know how. If you see a whale, if you see a giant, if you even see a shark, if you see a couple of dolphins kind of like taunting your boat, looking at you, making eye contact, coming above, having a drag, you know what I'm talking about, shooting up mid-water activities. I'm talking 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, the sun is out, you're out there, and this wet mammal that is just, oh, let me just bump into your boat. They think that just because we don't have webbed feet, just because we can't breathe underwater, it's gonna be a problem. If you see a whale attacking a boat, instead of panicking and freaking out, I want you to stay calm, collected, jump in the water, all right? Proceed to approach the whale, grab the whale. They don't have hands. Yeah, they don't have hands. You got hands. Grab it with one hand. Proceed to punch it with the other. Punch the whale in the nose. And even if it's a shark as well. We've seen this shit happen. And it's just one of those times you got to remind these creatures who is the dominant top dog on this blue marble. Punch them in their nose, right? They got a blowhole. Fist their blowhole. Okay, they can't coordinate as well if you're fisting their. If you gotta put your boot all the way down, just boot first into the blowhole, punch it in the nose. Eyes, gouge out the eyes right there. Lick it on its nose, gouge the eyes, shove your hand inside the blowhole. If you are a male and you're doing this is a power move, not gonna lie to you, but I will share it with you. Take your pants off, insert your penis into their blowhole, and it's game over right there. It is game over. You put your peen in a whale's blowhole, it's over. They will just tuck their tail between their, they don't have legs, but like they'll tuck it. They'll go, it'll just suck inside them. It'll just turn into a penis that's dipped in cold water. It will go inside as well. They'll tuck their tail somewhere. Don't worry about where they'll tuck it, but they'll tuck it nonetheless. What I'm trying to say is that do not be afraid of approaching these large beasts, all right? We are many, they are also, I don't know how many of them there are, but nonetheless, it's our bubble, it's our marble, and the water, sure, we may not be in it all the time, but when we're in it, we're in it. So again, remember, peen in blowhole. Until next time, peace out, get out of here.